What's up YouTube, welcome to .NET Mob. In this video tutorial I would like to show you how to implement CRUD operations like insert, update, delete and view in ASP.NET Web Form application using MySQL database. Before starting this video tutorial, I would like to ask you a favor. If you found this video helpful, please thumbs up this video, and for more awesome videos like this, please be subscribed to this channel .NET Mob. Without further ado, let's get started. This is my Visual Studio 2013. Now we have to create a new ASP.NET Web Form application. For that, you can click on this new project here, or you can go to File, then New, then Project. Select Web under Visual C#, then select Visual Studio 2012, then select ASP.NET Empty Web Application. Then name your application here. I will name it as ASP CRUD. Then select the location where you want to save this application, then click on OK. Now we have a brand new ASP.NET Web Form application. Now I am going to add a web form into this application. For that, right click on the project, then add web form. I will name this form as index, then click on OK. So now we have the newly added index web form page here. Now we want to design this form like this. Before that, I'm going to create MySQL database for this project. Let me switch to MySQL Workbench here. I use MySQL Workbench in order to work with MySQL databases. First of all, we need to create a database. For that, right click inside Schemas panel, then click on Create Schema and name your DB here. I will name it as ASP CRUD DB. And click on apply. So here we have the MySQL query to create the database. Now click on apply, click on finish. Here you can see the newly created database. Now we need to create a table. For that, right click on tables, then create table. Name your table here. I will name it as product. Now we need to list columns for this table here. Product ID as integer, and I want to make this column as primary key, and I want to mark it as auto increment so that we don't want to insert values into this column. MySQL server will take care of that. It will start from 1 and incremented by 1 upon new record insertion. Then we have product as worker 45. Then we have price as decimal 18 then we have count as integer. Finally we have description as worker 250. Now in order to create this table, you can click on this apply button here. So you can see the MySQL query to create this table product. Now click on apply, click on finish. Newly created table product can be seen under these tables here. Now let me switch back to Visual Studio. Inside this index page, we are going to design a form like this. In this project, we are going to do operations like insert or save, update, delete and view all using product details like product name, price, count and description. Here we have buttons for CRUD operations. We can do save and update operation with this same button, and we will list all of the products that we have added into the database inside this grid view. As you can see here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So in total we have 4 label text box pair. For that, I'm going to start with a table tag here. Inside that we have a row with 2 columns. Second column will have call span of 2. Inside first column we have a label. Then we have a text box with ID. Like this, we have 3 more rows. For that, let me copy this and pasting below that 3 times. First of all, we have product. Corresponding text box will be txt product. Then we have price. Corresponding text box will be txt price. Then we have count. Corresponding text box will be txt count. Then we have description. Corresponding text box will be txt description. Let me switch to design mode. Yes, it looks fine now. Now we want to add a hidden field for product ID column. For that, ASP hidden field ID will be HF product ID run at server. That's it. After this description label text box pair, we have buttons for CRUD operations. For that, I'm going to add a new row here, TR, with one column. Its call span will be 3. ASP button text will be save. ID will be btn save. Let me copy this and paste it below that 2 times. Then we have delete. ID will be btn delete. Text will be delete. Then we have clear button, btn clear. Corresponding text will be clear. Now we need to add 2 extra lines for error message and success message. For that, tr first column will be empty. Second column for success message, its call span will be 2. Inside that, we have a label, ASP label. Text will be empty. ID is equal to LBL success message, and I'm going to set this label for ground color as green. Like this, we have one more row for error message. Let me copy this and pasting here. Label ID will be LBL error message. Foreground color will be red. Let me switch to design mode here. Okay, we forgot to add an empty column in this button row. Let me do that here. Empty column td. Button column will have call span of 2. Now we want to add a grid view for this table. For that, put a break here after this table, br asp grid view. Corresponding grid view id will be id equal to gv product. Inside the grid view, we have 4 columns. In order to add columns, you can do this: ASP bound field, then data field, then header text. So inside the grid, we have first column as product. So I'm going to set this data field as product. It should be same as this column name here, product. Then we have header text as product. Like this, here we have 2 columns. For that, let me copy this and paste in below that 2 times. Then price. header text and data field is same here, then count. Now we have a last column in order to select a record for update or delete operation. For that we can do like this: ASP template field. Inside that we have item template. Here we have a link button, ASP link button. Text will be select. Its ID will be LNK select. I use LNK as a prefix for link buttons. Then we have command argument. Inside command argument we are going to bind product ID column into this link button. For that you can do like this: eval of product ID. That's it. Now let me switch to design mode here. So here we can see 3 extra columns. In order to avoid that, you can set auto generate columns equals false. Switch to design mode. Now it looks fine. So here we have design index page as per our plan. Before continuing with this project, we have to create 4 stored procedures inside this MySQL database. For that, right click on store procedures, then click on create store procedure. First of all, we are going to create store procedure product add or edit. Inside this parenthesis, we can pass parameters for this store procedure. First of all, we have product ID. For MySQL store procedures, I use underscore as a prefix, then column name, then we have the data type. Now we have product as worker 45, then we have price as decimal 18.2, then we have count as integer. Finally we have description as worker 250. Some of you may create different store procedures for insert and update, but I would suggest you to combine these 2 store procedures into one store procedure. In most of the case, these store procedures will have same parameter list. If you can combine them into one store procedure like this, you can reduce codes in MySQL query as well as C# code. Let's look how we can do that. First of all, we will check is product ID is equal to 0 or not. If product ID is equal to 0, then we will go for insert operation. Insert into product, and we have to list columns here: product, then price, count, and description. We need to pass values for this. For that, let me copy these column names from here and pasting here. We have to put prefix underscore here. In the else part, we will go for update operation. Update product set. Let me copy these column names from here and pasting here. We have to set these columns value using the appropriate parameters. Product equals underscore product, and we have price equals underscore price, and we have count equals underscore count, and description equals underscore description. Finally, end if. In order to create this store procedure, you can click on this apply button here. Click on apply, click on finish. Newly created stored procedure can be seen under the stored procedure node. Right click on it, then refresh all. We have to create 3 more stored procedures. Right click on stored procedures, then click on create stored procedure. The stored procedure name will be product view all. We don't have any parameter for the stored procedure, so we can write the MySQL query, select star from product. That's it. Click on apply, click on apply, click on finish. Right click on stored procedures, create stored procedure. The stored procedure name will be product view by ID. We have a parameter for the stored procedure, product ID as integer. With this stored procedure, we are going to retrieve details of a given product ID. For that, select star from product where product ID equals given product ID. Click on apply, click on apply. One more stored procedure, right click on stored procedures, then click on stored procedure. The stored procedure name will be product delete by ID. We have a parameter for the stored procedure, product ID as integer. We have to delete a product with a given product ID. Delete from product where product ID equals underscore product ID. Click on apply, click on finish. So here we can see all the stored procedures that we have just created. Now back to Visual Studio. First of all, we are going to implement insert or save operation inside the save button click event. In order to generate the click event, double click on this button here. Now I'm going to declare a string variable to store connection string. Inside these codes, we have to pass connection string for this database ASP CRUD DB. For now, I will paste the connection string here. Now we need to add reference for mysql.data.dll. Open Solution Explorer, then right click on references, then add reference, then click on browse. So here you can see the mysql.data.dll. In my case, it is in C drive program files x86, MySQL connector, assemblies, then framework version. Select this mysql.data.dll, then click on add, uncheck other DLLs, and click on OK. Now we have to import the namespace mysql.data.mysql client. Inside the save button click event, we can write code for insert operation. For that, I am going to start with using statement here. As a resource, we will declare SQL connection object here, SQL connection as SQL con equals new MySQL connection. Inside that, we will pass connection string here. Then we can open the connection here, SQL con dot open. Now I am going to create an object of MySQL command here, MySQL command as SQL cmd equals new MySQL command. As a first parameter, we have to pass stored procedure name product add or edit. Product add or edit. As a second parameter, we have to pass the connection SQL con. Now we have to set command type SQL cmd dot command type equals command type. For that, we have to use this namespace system.data command type dot stored procedure. Now we have to pass parameters value for the stored procedure, SQL cmd dot parameters dot add with value. First of all, we will pass parameter name, product ID. We will pass product ID from hidden field hf product ID dot value. If it is equal to empty string, then we will pass 0. Otherwise, we will pass the value itself. That's it. As a second parameter, we have product name parameters dot add with value. Let me copy the parameter name from here and pasting here. We will pass this product name value from txt product text box product dot text dot trim. Trim function is used to remove space from both ends. 3 more parameters. For that, let me copy this line from here and pasting below that 3 times. Now we have price, then we have count, finally description. Now we have to pass values from corresponding text boxes. For price, we will pass value from txt price text box. We have to convert that into decimal. Convert to decimal. For count, we have txt count. We have to convert that into integer. Convert to integer. Then for description, we have txt description text box. In order to execute this stored procedure, we can call this function sqlcmd.execute non-query. After all, we will set the success label success message dot text equals submitted successfully. Now we have to enclose this using statement with a try catch block. For that, select all of them, then right click, then surround with, then type try, click enter. So here we have enclosed this using statement with a try catch block. Inside the catch block, we will show the error message in the error label dot text equals ex dot message. After insert or update operation, we have to clear these form elements in this page. For that, I am going to declare another function, void clear. Inside that, first of all, I will clear the hidden field hf product id dot value equal to empty string, and we will reset these text boxes dot text equals txt price dot text equals txt count dot text equals txt description dot text equals empty string. I am going to set the bt and save text as save because it will change during the update operation. Now we have to disable delete button bt and delete dot enable equals false. Finally, we will clear notification labels lbl error message dot text equals lbl success message dot text equals empty string. Now let me call this function here clear. We want to call this same function inside the page load event. If not post back, we will call this function clear. Page load event is called when page is loaded, and after that if there is any server side event occurs, page load event will be called. Since we have used this if condition here, this function will be invoked when page is loaded. Now I want to call this clear function inside the clear button click event. Double click on that, then call the function clear. Now let me run this application. For that you can click on the start button here. So this is how the application looks like. Now I am going to enter some test data into this form. Pencil, price will be 10, count will be 100, then description. Click on save. So here you can see the success message. Let me check my table in MySQL database. Right click on the table, then click on select rows. Newly added details can be seen here as a first row. Now we want to show these added records inside this grid view. For that, let me stop this debugging. I'm going to create a new function here. Let me zoom this editor. Void grid fill. Starting with using statement. As a resource, I will declare MySQL connection as SQL con equals new MySQL connection. Inside that we have to pass connection string. First of all, we will open the connection SQL con dot open, and I'm going to declare MySQL data adapter as SQL DA equals new MySQL data adapter, and we have to pass the store procedure here, product view or product view or. As a second parameter, we will pass the SQL connection object, and we have to set the command type SQLDA dot select command type equals command type dot store procedure. Now let me declare a data table here, data table as DTBL equals new data table. Now let me call this store procedure SQLDA dot fill. Inside this data table DTBL we have all the records that is retrieved from this store procedure. Now we can bind this data table into grid view gv product dot data source equals DTBL. Now we need to call this function data bind. We have to call this grid fill function after insert or update operation. Grid fill. Now we have to call this same function inside the page load event. Now let me run this application. For that, click on the start button here. So here you can see the products that we have added into the table product. Now we have to do two more operations, update and delete. For that, user want to click on this select button, then we will fill the corresponding product details in these form elements. We will change save button text to update. We will enable delete button. After that, user can do delete or update operation. For that, I'm going to implement click event for this button. Protected void lnk select on click sender object sender event args e. Now we have to bind this click event in the design. For that, let me copy this event name from here and pasting here. On click equals the event name. Inside this click event, we have to retrieve the product ID from command argument. Sorry, we forgot to add pound symbol here. Now in order to retrieve this product ID from command argument, you can do like this. int product id equals convert to int32, center as link button dot command argument. Now let me copy this using statement from here and pasting here. Instead of product view all, we have product view by id store procedure, product view by id. For this store procedure we have one parameter, product id. Let me copy this. SQL dot select command dot parameters dot add with value. First of all, we have to pass parameter name, then we can pass the value from this local variable product id. With this line, we have retrieved the product details with given id inside this data table. Now we have to populate these details inside these form elements. For that, we can do like this. Let me get rid of these lines here. Txt product.text equals dtbl dot rows, column index will be 0, product name column index is 1, to string. Like this, we have 3 more form elements here. Let me copy this line and pasting here 3 times. Txt price, and we have txt count, finally txt description. Price column index is 2, that of count is 3 and 4. Now we have to set hidden field hf product id dot value equals product id column value. Let me copy this and paste in here. Product id column index is 0. Finally, we have to set properties of the buttons. btn save dot text equals update, and we have to enable btn delete dot enable equals true. Now let me run this application. Let me click on this select button. So here you can see the details of this selected row. Now we can update this record. Pencil 1, price will be 100, updated description. If I click on this update button, will it update or not? Yes, it will update. Let me check that. Click on update. Submitted successfully. Updated details can be seen here. Let me show you how this update operation is worked. Inside the link button click event, we have set this hidden field value to the selected product ID. Inside the save button click event, we have passed this hidden field value as product ID here. So inside this product add or edit store procedure, we have written here, if product ID is equal to 0, then we will go for insert operation that we have done in the insert or save button click event. If it is not equal to 0, then we will go for update operation from this else part. That is what happened here. Now we have to implement delete operation using this delete button click event. For that, let me stop this execution here. Go to design, double click on this delete button. Inside this delete button, we are going to delete the selected record. For that, let me copy the lines from save button click event. Let me copy this and pasting inside the delete button click event. Instead of product add or edit, here we have product delete by ID, product delete by ID. For this stored procedure, we have only one parameter, product ID. So I'm going to get rid of these extra parameters from here. Here we will execute this store procedure and then we will refresh the grid. After all, we will clear these form elements and we have to set success message as deleted successfully. Let me run this application. Let me add one more product here. Pen. Price will be 45, then count 265, description. Click on save. Newly added row can be seen here. Now I want to delete this pencil record. Click on select and click on delete. So it is deleted successfully. That's it guys. If you found this video helpful, please be subscribed to this channel .NET Mob. In this video we have discussed how to implement CRUD operations like insert, update, delete and view all in ASP.NET web form application using MySQL database. You can download this project source code and DB script from the link given below in video description. Please like and share this video with your friends and colleagues so that they can benefit from this. Have a nice day. Bye.